Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it a lot. I thought I would actually go and introduce myself properly, even so. I don't really know where to begin, so if I just start rambling for whatever reason, like off on a tangent, I do apologize for it. I normally tend to kind of like ramble or like babble a lot, just because I like talking a lot. But as most of you do know, I am known as Patootie ASMR, but I may consider changing it to Phoebe's ASMR since I just felt that Phoebe sounds better than Patootie, and I think Phoebe's ASMR sounds a lot more smoother than just Patootie ASMR. Currently, the channel has over 20 subscribers, and I'm just super excited about it. Most of the time, I tend to just annoy my friends with screenshots and be like, look what I did. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just really excited. So I just really wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I am the only one that runs the channel. It's just me. I do the recording, the editing, and the scheduling for the ASMR videos on this channel, as well as doing the thumbnails too, since, of course, I'm a professional Photoshopper. But seriously, I do the Photoshopping because I do have Photoshop and I just like using Photoshop casually. But it does make me really happy that you guys are enjoying the content that I've published so far. And I know the banner image that I have on this channel says Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, but I will most likely be changing it to Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. One thing about me is that I do like to draw a lot on my tablet, and I thought I would actually show you a quick drawing process in this video with you guys as well. If you do want to see any other drawings and processes, I do have my Instagram linked in the description. It's my art Instagram, so I do post there any finished art pieces or works in progress or sneak peeks and the video lapses as well. But recently, I had actually uploaded a drawing of Mamie from Saint Dale, and it's this really cute and wholesome magical girl anime from, I believe, an early 90s or early 2000s, one of those two. I'm so sorry. But it's really great. I love it a lot. I would recommend it. But speaking of anime, one thing about me is I do enjoy watching and rewatching older animes. Currently, I'm watching a new anime, Spy Family, because I'm up to date on the manga, and I just really wanted to see how it was animated. And I'm just enjoying every minute of it. Anya is just super precious and an adorable little cinnamon roll character, and I just cannot wait. There's two other characters I like in the manga that I hope will eventually get animated. So if you have not seen Spy Family, I highly recommend it, or if not, reading the manga is really great too. There's other older shows I like to rewatch. I love rewatching Gals, Gals, Gals or Super Gals, Wedding Beach, Cutie Honey, and Tokyo Mew Mew. And I'm just rewatching Tokyo Mew Mew because we're getting a revamp of the original show soon. One interesting thing is that I actually have a bachelor's degree in technical business and scientific writing, as well as an associate's degree in English. I actually started off as a mechanical I'm so sorry. I was actually a mechanical engineering major because I wanted to be an aerospace engineer at first. But then I had switched majors midway through to be an English major. But besides that, I do like to do a lot of social media related content, and I actually do enjoy helping others in their endeavors for social media content as well. There's times times where I tend to really focus in on blog writing, developing good photos, captions, determining the best times to upload, and the best tags to use, as well as for blog posting, SEO, and hyperlinking. But I really like to listen to ASMR as well a lot, just to relax and to sleep as well. But my favorite ASMR to listen to is actually role-playing hair salon videos, or just straight hair salon videos. I don't mind if there's talking or no talking in those types of videos, but I've always found it very, what's the word? Soothing. The word is soothing. I've always found it very soothing being in a salon and just having that feeling of your hair being washed, your hair being brushed, and your hair being cut. I've just found that super, super soothing for me. Though I think it actually would be really cool, or even kind of awesome, if there was an actual hair salon that's specialized in offering like ASMR services, though. Like, imagine they offer you like different ASMR packages, and then you have like a designated area that's quiet and it's peaceful, and it's meant for like different specific types of ASMR that you want to experience. That actually would be really nice, even super peaceful. Another thing about me is that I do have pets. I actually have 3 pets, but one of them is not mine. 2 of the pets are a cat, an older cat named Trixie, and a rabbit named Oliver. I picked the name Trixie for my cat because of the character from the Fairly Odd Parents known as Trixie Dang, and I named my rabbit Oliver at first because I actually thought he was a cat. From afar, he genuinely didn't look like a cat, like a rabbit, but when I got him, he was this interesting rabbit that he had so many different unique colors on him, and I had just never seen a rabbit that had his fur color before, which was like an orangey type of color. So I named him Oliver because of the feline character name Oliver from the film Oliver and Company. I do like to play video games every so often, especially RPG, MMORPGs, horror games, and any indie horror games that are in the works. And right now, I'm actually playing Neo: The World Ends With You on the Nintendo Switch, and slowly going into the Kingdom Hearts game franchise with Birth by Sleep on the PlayStation. I don't have a PlayStation personally, so I just go to my friend's place and borrow their PlayStation. But on my PC, I mostly like to play games like Diablo, or Phasmophobia. I was thinking about Persona 5. I want to play Persona 5 on the PlayStation. Phasmophobia. I love playing Phasmophobia a lot with my group. And Overwatch. I am a tank main. I mostly play Orisa and Winston. I also do live stream from time to time, both on YouTube and on Twitch. Currently working on a VTuber for myself. Currently, I actually do use a cat model that's already offered in the VTuber software that I use. But eventually, I would like to debut my model. I'm currently in the process of understanding how to rig it myself and all that. But it's a lot of work, so I genuinely commend those people that basically have a business of rigging models themselves. Normally, I'm actually testing and attempting to fix my audio, since I tend to try to see if I can get the right volume, and attempting to just remove this one humming noise that I always get, that I can just hear it and the mic just picks it up, and it's very frustrating. But I do make non-ASMR related content, as well on my other channel known as Patootie Booty Vids. I should really change that name, to be honest. But over there, I'm slowly learning and understanding what style of videos work best for me. So, if you do go to that channel and you do see very randomized content, it's because I'm just really learning what works best for me and what I'm good at. One thing about me is I feel like I keep saying one thing here, one thing there, one thing here, one thing there. I am so sorry. But I actually do tend to struggle a little bit when recording videos, and it's only because I've become a little bit reserved, a little bit awkward. I would say shy would be another word, because I'm like this little mini perfectionist where I just need things to not be messed up the first time, because then I feel like I lose that genuinity, or I lose that genuine interaction and that genuine emotion and feeling after I fail the first time. So I get frustrated. And of course, I know not every recording is perfect, but for me, I just try my best not to mess up the first couple of times so I don't lose that genuine conversation or that genuine discussion with you guys. On top of that, I'm not necessarily a comedian, even though there's times where I do try to be funny. But I know I'm not necessarily funny, and my format of humor is more of just kind of like Jim from The Office looking at the camera and just kind of having a witty or sassy remark. But I do enjoy making myself laugh a lot, though, with edits that kind of suit me. So, like I said, I just do like zoom ins of me just looking at the camera because that's just my natural reaction. So there's that. I also like to throw in old school humor and all that stuff. There's also this other thing that I do, which is I do really, really, really love to build. I love building figures a lot. If you couldn't tell by me explaining that just now. But one of my favorite figures to do is Metal Earth figures. I love building Metal Earth figure a lot. And I also like to build Gundam Huddles. Use Gundam Huddles. H-A-R-O. Huddles. Apostrophe S. Actually, I got into building Metal Earth figures because one of my first two Metal Earth figures were two Disney trash cans that I found in one of the Disney warehouse stores. And from there, I just enjoyed that challenge. And I just started buying more of them and building more of them. So I have like this little mini army of them. Just been expanding my mini collection. They are a bit on the costly side since mostly their normal pricing ranges from about $12 to $15 each, depending on which ones you get. They do offer the regular ones that don't have any color, and they do offer some of them that do have color on them. Eventually, I actually would like to build. The main two I would like to build is I would like to build the Hogwarts Express in color and non in color from the Harry Potter collection. And I would also like to build Drogon from the Game of Thrones collection and the Iron Throne. Not sponsored by Metal Earth though, but I would love to. I just really want to build all the collections. But besides that, I also really I also like building Haddle figures. I know I said I like building Haddle figures the first time, but I just thought I would reiterate it to bring in my next talking point, which is that I have about 6 Haddle figures at my desk currently as I'm recording this. And I just recently got a new one, which is this Haddle that has a little dragon marking on its lower tummy. It's super cute. I have 2 green ones, 2 orange ones, a red one, and a yellow one. And in my room, I actually have a Hello Kitty Haddle, and I also have a big pink Haddle. It's not that I don't like the Gundam series. I find the Gundam series very interesting. I do have one of the Gundam models, but it's a very small model, like a basic one that doesn't really require glue or anything like that to put it together. I just really think Haddles are my main interest point for the Gundam series. When I first learned about Haddles and Gundam, I was like, that's so cute. I want one. I want one. And I had gotten my first Haddle figure at this hobby shop. That's like a comic store. It's like a comic and figure store. And they sell a bunch of different Gundam builds. But some of them are like master grades or they're regular ones. And sometimes they'll have Haddles in stock. But I just like Haddles. They're just very cute and they're adorable. And I just like to build them a lot too. Eventually, I would actually like to build more Lego models. As a kid, I used to have this one bucket of it was this big red bucket that my parents had gotten for my sibling and I to share. And it was this big red bucket of Legos, and we had this table that had it was a green Lego flooring that you could just build Legos on that. It was just super cool. Just liked building Legos and playing with Legos. And eventually I saw that Lego came out with more adulterated sets. Well, I don't think adulterated is the correct term to use, so I do apologize for that. More adult themed sets or Lego collections that were more geared towards adults that wanted to build more compact Lego designs. So I saw that Lego started coming out with more designs that were more complex. Like, for example, you have this one build that is a typewriter, and I used to love using a typewriter casually. My grandmother used to have a typewriter, and I actually used to use her typewriter sometimes to type up any reports I had for school, because you had to go to a library, get a book, and then take the book home, read through it, and then write up a report. I used to write up my reports sometimes on my typewriter. It's this one typewriter in green, and I just think it's super cool. It actually does type, and I was just so amazed by it. And it just looks really cool to me. So I would eventually like to get that typewriter to build it. Besides that, I also have seen builds of the Apollo 11 lunar landing. I've also seen the Nintendo Entertainment System. You have the Ecto 1 vehicle from Ghostbusters. You also have the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And the newest one, which is actually the Vincent van Gogh Starry Night piece, and I just thought that looked amazing. I've also seen an R2 unit, which I would not mind doing an R2 unit because I've always liked R2D2 and C3PO, and the newest one for me, which is BB-8. The only Lego builds that I actually do have currently in my possession is the bonsai tree, and it is such a cute build. I actually appreciate that I can change out the leaves from green to pink and vice versa. And as I was building it, I also realized that the leaves in quotation marks, are actually tiny little froggy pieces that they just colored in green and in light and darker pink and like a white color. And I just thought that was so creative and just so silly, but I love it. I just love it a lot. And I've also seen some other really great ideas on the Lego idea section, and I've just been voting for a bunch of them because I just love the creative designs other people come up with as well. But I would say that the only downside is that I just do not have any more space in both my office and my room to include any more builds or projects. But eventually, I do want to have a big display case that just has all the projects and all the builds there on display. And I think it's gonna look amazing. And I'm trying to think what else to include as well. One thing I guess would be that I am bilingual. I speak both English and Spanish. I learned a little bit back in college how to do sign language. I taught myself how to do sign language because I found free videos online of showing how to do it, and I would write notes and all that stuff in college. And I kind of stopped and forgot a little bit. But eventually, when I do have more spare time, I would love to learn sign language casually again and be able to grasp it better. I think I know how to say, like, hello, what's your name? Who asked you something? Who are you? And yes and no. I also really do like painting from time to time. I also would like to try painting anime individuals, but on glass panes. Kind of like they look like cell art, and I love cell animation art. Eventually, I would like to own a couple of cell animation, like some. Let me reverse that. It's supposed to be animation cells, but they also do cost a lot of money depending on what they are and which one they are. Plus, I believe it's worth even more money if they are signed. But yeah, I would love to own those. It would be great. Besides that, I do want to play some more games, especially on this channel, but ASMR. I actually really wanted to do an unpacking video for you guys because I really wanted to play unpacking, and it was actually on sale on Steam, so I had actually bought it, and I really wanted to play it for you guys because unpacking just seemed like a really fun game where it's just very comfy and cozy, and it's mostly just you having to unpack items and then put them where they're technically supposed to go. But then from there, you're also supposed to understand the story that these items and the room is trying to tell you. And besides that, I also wanted to play The Alchemist. I believe it's called The Alchemist Simulator game, but I believe it's still in early access. But I may consider that too. And I'm also thinking about what other cozy games I could play as well. I mean, currently I'm still playing Pocket Camp, since I do like playing Pocket Camp. I also have the New Horizons game on the Switch, but I'm super slow. Like, I think I just finished upgrading my house to have a second floor. Because all I just do is hoard bells, really. I just collect some stuff, visit some things, and I just hoard stuff, and then I just buy a bunch of stuff, and it just sits in my house randomly, and it just doesn't have any kind of flow or style, so my house just looks really weird on the inside. But eventually I would like to I would like to organize it to give it an actual style. And once I have the house fully expanded at the max limit of rooms, I would love to just decorate every room how I want it to be. Because right now it's just a jumble of stuff. I think I only have one room. I'll have like 2 rooms that kind of have a theme, which is this one room that looks like a little Japanese festival with little fireworks background and odd stuff. And the other side, there's this other room on the opposite side that is like a mini kitchen kind of. And I'm slowly buying all the kitchen oriented stuff. And I'm also trying to add more villagers to my island. And I only have one villager that I love, which is Ankha. I really, really like Ankha. The thing with me is I don't really have a preference in regards to what Animal Crossing villager I like or I don't like. I know there's some people that they like to bully their villagers off the island, and I don't get it, but I don't really have a preference. If a villager wants to go, they can go. If they want to stay, they can stay. But Ankha never leaves. I remember when I was so curious about Ankha's house. I was at everybody's houses except Ankha's, and I managed to get into Ankha's house finally. I've only gone into her house one time, and the one time I went into Ankha's house, and I was just so confused by her layout, but I thought it was interesting. And the next day, she's all like, "I want to leave," and I'm like, "Why do you want to leave? Is it because I went into your house one time? What? No." It's like, what? No, please don't leave. So, Anka's the only villager I won't let leave my island. I don't mind if anybody else leaves, but Anka cannot leave my island. In Anka's case, I know she has like an Egyptian-esque physique and style, which I really like a lot. And the inside of her house is like, her walls have hieroglyphics on them, and she has everything's golden, but it's just random because she has this one golden toilet in the top left corner. But it's funny, and she just has a pyramid in the middle of the room, so I don't know where she sleeps. But yeah, and Anka has to stay. She can't leave. And I would just like to reorganize my island and have more villagers come and stay as well. And besides that, I also wanted to share that I have a lot of fun making these videos because I really do like being able to edit a lot and then figure out how to really set the mood and the tone for the videos. And there was a little fly and it was bothering me. And I mostly try my best to schedule videos when consistently, and I'm really proud that I've been consistent with uploads. In regards to consistency, there's times where I do tend to lack a little bit in consistency, so I've been really proud that I've been consistent with uploads so far. I still would like to keep that consistency going as well. The thing about me is that I like reading webtoons a lot. Webtoons are really fun for me to read. I have a bunch that I tend to pass, like Lore Olympus and Let's Play. And I just reread a bunch of old ones because there's just a lot of really great ones that I love to reread, like Super Secret, Siren's Lament, and Days of Hana. Don't even get me started on Days of Hana. That shit made me sad. But I'm actually working on continuing to publish my own webtoon, which is called Duty Talks. So I do hope to be able to upload more for you guys on Webtoon to read as well. I believe, I want to say, I think I've said everything that to share with you guys. If there's anything else that you would like for me to share that I might not have shared in this video, just feel free to let me know. I really do like interacting with you guys and all that jazzy hands. But I believe that covered almost everything that I wanted to share in regards to talking about myself, things that I do like, things that I hope that you guys do like as well. I would really love to hear from you guys about your hobbies, your likes, your interests, what you like, what you dislike. What are other hobbies that you like to do in your spare time? And if you have any pets, if you have any video games that you really like a lot, or that you recommend for me to try or to play, I would really love to read about it. Or if there's any animes that you like watching, or that you recommend for me to watch, I would also really like to hear it too. Also, do want to know if you have a preferred ASMR that you like to listen to as well. Do you like to listen to role playing? Do you like to listen to non-talking ASMRists? What type of ASMR do you like? Do you like fantasy role play? Do you like visuals? I would love to know your opinions and your interest in learning more about you guys. And if you like doing builds, what type of builds do you like to do, or would you like to see me build, if anything? Always open to hearing anything. I'll still work on figuring out my own form of content as well. One thing I can tell you is that I'm actually working on doing my own script for a future video that has to do with Kingdom Hearts. And I'm trying really hard to make it a little bit interactive and a little bit visual. So I do want to have a little bit of, not necessarily an animated visual, but I would like to have some visuals. So I can't really say for certain when I'll have it posted, but you'll see it eventually. I do promise that. But for now, I'm going to be temporarily signing off. But thank you so much again for listening and subscribing and just being here, just being amazing. But as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.